Hello friends, I'm back for another random War of the Visions video. And it's been a while since I made a video. It's also been like a long third week of the month. It's like 12 days or something. And this week was the RealmScourge Extreme Difficulty mission. So what I'm gonna be just showing is basically my clear of the RealmScourge Extreme Difficulty. This is my second clear, and it's basically my third attempt. My first attempt, I kind of just stayed in the middle and I fought it, but I ended up basically running out of turns because the boss has like, Lucille can give the boss heal backs, and he had revive, and he had like 15,000 life left when I was out of turns. So my first run was a fail, and then on my second attempt, I basically dealt with a lot of blue stacks crashing. And there was like, there's this thing, I think they announced that it would be fixed, but basically whenever one of like my one instance would crash, I couldn't join back the game, and I kept trying to and wasting a lot of time. On my second full attempt, I had like a scuffed run where everything was going good, and then when there was about 30 turns left, I was positioned in such a way where I was at the bottom right of the map, which I'm going to show a little bit in like a couple minutes. But basically, I was not really in range of Lucille again, because the boss spawns Lucille and Shawls. So you do have to kill them. And ultimately, I couldn't get to Lucille. She ends up hasting the boss, and I lost one of my Noels with about 30-ish turns left. But since I had been dealing with so many BlueStacks crashes, I just kind of kept going with it, and I ended up clearing it literally on the very last turn. I got the killing blow. The boss gets revive and courage from Lucille and Shawls, but Noel has ways of dealing with that, but you need to use a specific buff to get rid of re-raise. You need to use a specific move to get rid of courage. But I had done all that, so I ended up actually clearing it with 3 Noels and about 30 turns left. Now this is gonna be my third attempt. So, oh shit, what am I doing? Just grow that a little bit. I think that's fine. So it's going to be my third attempt. So just going over the setup, right? So why I say this is my clear, because these are basically my accounts. These are my alt accounts with 2 of my sort of main accounts. And the vision card spread, I'm basically using 2 of the newer cards. Lightning's card right here is very defensive, like AoE res, physical damage res, and debuff weakening. And I thought that would be very useful on this fight. Lenneth's card from Valkyrie Profile gives agility. I'm using this twice. Main and sub. Agility, HP, and physical wide res, or magical, one of the 2. But in quests, it gives the other wide res. So you get like that 20% of physical and magic. And then I wanted to use like a single target resistance card, but I don't have... what's that one? Anima. So I went with Lucio's card. And I'm using the FMA card because it gives crit chance. And when I did my first run, I felt like I wasn't critting enough. So I figured I would use this card, the FMA card, crit chance, crit damage, and attack. And then 1 max damage card in the sub slot. And then we're using Noel's card, which gives attack, critical evade, human killer, but it also gives the dark party 21 all resistance. And I didn't know what to really put in the final sub slot, so I just went with Dark Bahamut. And that's more or less the setup. The only other thing that I thought of is using Oldoa's TMR, which gives 40% attack in a group buff. It also gives 3000 max damage in a group buff. And then the unit who casts the buff gets a 20 defense imperil on hit, right? So Noel's limit burst drops defense as well. So between this TMR and Noel's limit burst, I'm basically removing all of the boss's armor. He has about 50. And also increasing the damage cap helps me phase the boss faster. So the reason why I thought Noel would be good for this fight is, again, Noel's limit break. It does the defense imperil, but also it extends the elemental chain. So basically, when I start my kill phase, I'll use the limit break, and then I can keep the chain active for another turn, basically increasing my damage by a lot. Now, I think that's basically more or less the fight. So I'm just using, the standard Bloodsword Genji glove. And I did Trust Stone for things like Confusion, Stun, Frostbite, and Don't Act, which are status effects that are present in the fight. The boss also has a AoE stop, but Noel has that 50% resistance to stop. So that's more or less the setup. And I felt like it worked pretty good. Now, there are other units which are better for this fight. Like, for example, Oldoa is really good for this fight. And on this attempt, what I was really going for is I wanted to rotate my units all the way to the right, basically hugging the right side wall, which is where the second phase RealmScourge spawns. And my thought process was, if I'm in that position, I will then be close to Lucille and Charles, and I could just eliminate them right away. Because if you don't eliminate them, they end up buffing the boss. Charles will give him courage, but she'll then also boost his agility and magic, which is not good, because that means more damage. That means he's gonna be faster. Lucille gives him re-raise, but she also gives him the haste buff, the haste plus heal back. So ideally, you kind of basically kill off Lucille as fast as possible so that she doesn't get that second turn and then hastes the boss and also gives him a heal back, because it's like a 40% heal back. And on the second phase, which is after you get him below 200,000, he has 200,000 life left, right? So 40%, that's like 80k. So it is kind of annoying. And basically, what I did to foreman this is I had 2 BlueStacks instances open on my computer and then 2 devices. So unfortunately, using BlueStacks, there's a lot more delay in the fight. So this should be like, a 10-15 minute fight, but because of BlueStacks and how long it takes for the actions to load, it took me like roughly 30 minutes. So I am going to be fast forwarding a little bit. So nothing's really going on here, but now I'm hugging the wall. Now at first, this didn't really feel like an ideal position because the boss is kind of like on a diagonal, and I'm using the Strider subjob, which has that double hit move, but it's in a straight line. So because he is diagonal, I cannot really use it reliably on all 4 of my team. So let's see if I can fast forward a little bit and get to the kill phase of the fight. Because the first step is I'm basically waiting on the Esper, right? I'm waiting to stack the Esper so then I can use it And then I could start using all of my like my limit break. I could start chaining the boss down, because with the Esper, I'm getting extra steroids, which is gonna help me do more damage. So I think I'm almost there. Okay, so we popped the Esper. And now the boss is still diagonal, which is not what I was hoping for. But now, one of the things that I will do when I'm ready to start fighting the boss is I will basically rebuff. I will rebuff Noel's buff, which gives agility, single target res, HP absorb, and maybe some other stuff. And then I'll also buff Aldoa's TMR to get that extra attack, that extra limit, damage limit up. And then I will start nuking the boss. So Noel's subjob has a slash imperil. So that's why I have one of my units running the slash imperil. I just did that. And on his main job 12 ability, which is a double hit select 2, it also does an AoE heal, but also an AoE dispel, or an AoE cleanse, basically. So it's very useful, because the boss does apply debuffs. He applies healing power down. He also applies an attack magic decrease. So I think this is where, yeah, you see, so now I hit him with the limit break, and now I've extended the chain one turn, and the damage is starting to ramp up. And I will just quickly go, like, wait for this to unfold. Also, since the boss moved, now I'm getting a little bit where I'm faster than him, and I can get like 6 turns off in one go. So I used the Strider sub job to kind of save my select 2s, because Noel has 2 select 2s double hit attacks, but I'm trying to save those for the next phase, because the next phase is really the more difficult phase, because not only do Charles and Lucille spawn, you see there's starting to be ads that have more HP that come into the fight. So there was one there that has 24,000. There's gonna be 2 other like dark ads that have like 70,000 life. So the first wave of ads are basically useless. They die in like one hit, and they don't do any damage, right? One of the reasons why Aldoa is really good in this fight is anytime the ads attack you, she has like a really great counter. So basically, like if we look at this attack, right? I hit him twice for 19,000. That's because of the limit, the damage limit up that I ended up using. And he's almost getting ready to be phased. But he just used an ability that gives him like protect, shell, as well as CT up. So now I'm not able to like just continue the chain. I actually have to use another limit break to keep the chain going. And you see that one had that mom has 55,000 HP. Now, being in this position for the boss ended up being really beneficial, because a lot of the ads that spawn on the other side of the map kind of ended up just staying behind the RealmScourge and never really doing anything. So that was one big advantage. But the disadvantage of being in this position, or I guess the one blunder, is Lucille, when she does spawn, ended up moving away from me. So I couldn't just quickly chain her down. I should have probably rotated some of my units over, because you see 2 of my units just got don't moved, which even though I'm trust owned against, I guess there's still a chance that can land. But Lucille ended up moving away from me, so I couldn't deal with her immediately. which which did make the fight a little bit more difficult, but I ended up doing that. So now I'm about ready to phase the boss, I believe. Once he goes below 200,000, he's just gonna despawn and respawn. Maybe my next attack does it. I think this attack does it. But another good thing about Noel is he's got really awesome AP management. So you don't need like bells, you don't really need anything like that. Because he has a passive that reduces AP consumption. Also, his vision card also reduces AP consumption. And then on his buff, which gives an aura, that also reduces AP consumption. So basically you're using like single digits AP throughout the fight, which means its AP is not going to be a problem. Now he spawns and he casts this really strong buff that gives him like all res, all this stuff, protect shell, and this is what I mean, like Lucille's right there, but she ends up moving away from me, which puts her just slightly out of range. And now we're seeing all of these big ads, and the way that they're positioned, they're all basically being body blocked by the RealmScourge. Even though they could go around, they actually don't end up doing that for some reason. I don't know why, but they don't end up doing that. So now I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit. So now I'm gonna basically be rebuffing, as well as starting to get rid of Shals, because I want to get rid of Shals and Lucille as fast as possible. That was the plan. And it didn't end up working out exactly, but you see now I've gotten rid of Shals. She's done, and now I just have Lucille left, and all of these ads, they're kind of stuck. So Noel just has too much sustain, right? He's got heal backs. His group buff gives AoE, HP absorb. His job 25 ability absorbs 50% HP. Like, the guy is such a monster. For a free unit, like, he's unbelievably good. He's actually meta. When was the last time we saw a meta free unit? Like, probably the closest thing was Azul, the greatsword unit, but even him, not on the same tier as Noel. Noel is basically like the top tier right now, like SS in the rankings. He's unbelievably good. Azul was like probably like an A+, and like Pain, you know, was a great free unit, but she was never really like SS tier. She's more of a niche play, being a 90 cost unit. She has that advantage where in 2 90 costs she can fit the team and her AoE haste. But Noel is just unfreaking believable. Noel, Lightning, and Lenneth, if you pair those units together and you put all of the job vision cards that they have at their disposal, they're absolutely meta as hell. Like, they're so good. I'm really looking forward to leveling up Lightning and then being able to run that team. Right now, I'm doing like I'm not playing them, but on one of my accounts, I think I'm playing like Lenneth, Freya, and Noel, and that team is just unbelievably good. So this is what I mean, right? The boss just got hasted. Noel, I believe, has an ability that'll remove haste, but it's hard to know exactly what move to use when everything's in Japanese. Not gonna lie. So now I'm like telling myself, okay, I need to rotate over so I can get rid of Lucille, right? Once Lucille's gone, I just need to worry about the boss, and that'll be it. So the boss, I'm still don't move, but it's not the end of the world. So now I'm starting to hit Lucille, I believe, with this turn. Now, the last extreme difficulty was the Garusa challenge. And that challenge was pretty difficult, to say the least. One of the reoccurring strategies is using 4 units that have Keen Blade on, and then you put them in a box, and then everybody spams Keen Blade. That's the strategy with Lightning, with Noel, and I think also with the new Spear unit, the new Glaciella. But that's basically one of the strats that seems to be very reliable in a lot of... So you see, the fucking Lucille just re-hasted the fucking boss. So, like, ideally, you get rid of Lucille right away so she doesn't end up doing all this annoying stuff. But again, back to Noel. One of the things that I find so OP about Noel, especially in a situation like this, is not only does he have the self-sustain, but he has the group heal sustain, which gets rid of healing power down before it applies the heal. So you're always getting like a thick, like 40% heal. And then he has healing power on his kit, plus a trust stone, so it's a big, thick heal. Now, I believe I re-espered here. Let's just move forward a little bit. But as soon as one Noel can take a turn, you can just heal up the entire group. I think here I blundered with my attack, but that doesn't really matter. So you see one hit, and boom, everybody's back to full, like 13,000 life. So this fight was really awesome. I kind of wish that they had a single player version of this where you had to actually build a team to complete this challenge mission. Maybe not like a time limited thing, because that is kind of annoying. That it was just in the game, like a single player version of this. That would be really awesome, because the RealmScourge really definitely deserved to be like a raid boss, something really challenging. Like this is this is interesting, these multi-challenges, but I think multi-challenges are like a little bit annoying if I did not just do this by myself. I don't know if I would have the patience to try to constantly find multi-rooms and get a clear. Like, I maybe would do it, but I certainly wouldn't do it like across all my accounts, like across my main accounts. I would probably just do it on 1 or 2 and just leave it at that. But since, Noel was a good candidate and all of my accounts got Noel, he was free, I was like, you know what, I'll give this a go. But if I had to rely on like Lightning, or if I had to rely on Aldoa and use Keenblade, I don't have Keenblade on any of my accounts. I've never leveled up Rob. I could probably do it, but I certainly don't have it on my alt accounts. And Lucille is basically about to get destroyed. So now I'm gonna hit him. I think, yeah, I don't know. I'm getting close, right? Like, you see, the boss still has a lot of life at this point. I think I missed the heal back. Yeah, I definitely procced the heal back somewhere around here. I think right here. Heal back. 80,000 heal back. So we were here. So Lucille's gone. Let's see. I think she revived on this turn, but I ended up killing her. I'm not sure. I used the buff to get rid of re-raise, but she still ended up re-raising. So now that Lucille's gone, now I'm gonna start to basically do like a kill phase on the boss where I'm gonna actually use my remaining limit breaks to extend the chain and increase the damage. The only thing I did not do, which I probably should have, was reuse Aldo as TMR. Although, of course, it doesn't really matter. Let's see if I can see. What did I do here? Okay, just a double hit. And let's see. I think now I'm searching for the move that cleanses courage, and I think that's what I just hit him with. So now I've probably got rid of re-raise, I got rid of courage. Now I just need to finish him off. So again, he has his own heal back. Lucille gives him a heal back. It's just annoying as hell, right? So many heal backs. And it's getting close. Like, I'm actually getting a little bit worried, right? 16 turns left. And the boss is, 120,000 life. It's not looking great, right? But thankfully, this mob is not healing the boss. Man, the blue stacks delays though is like an extra 30-40 seconds. So now I'm starting to hit him hard, right? But I'm running out of abilities. But I'm starting to get that damage in. And I wonder if I use a limit break here. Yeah, I think I just used the limit break, so now I've extended the chain. And he's about to die. I think I finish it with 4 turns left. And that's pretty much the battle. Like, the boss is taking pretty decent damage now. I just need to finish it, and that's basically the clear. The reward is you get 2,000 viz, and you get entered into a lottery. Now, the last time I did the challenge, I don't remember if I won anything in the lottery. So I'm not expecting to win the lottery at all. Since this fight was definitely clearable. There you go, quest cleared. So that was the RealmScourge battle. I enjoyed building the team. That was fun. So now I'm gonna rotate over just really quickly. I'm just gonna show off. Let's see. One of my, this is for quick pick. Let's see if I can find. My setup. So this right here, I go against a full evasion and I'm like, yeah, there's no way I can win this, right? But look at what Noel does. She's about to do it, but look at how crazy this is. This must be like an MA3 thing or something. She gives luck, haste, and a bunch of resistance. Like, what is that buff, dude? That is a crazy strat. I've never seen that strat. I'm definitely interested in that strat, but yeah, I leave the match right away. So all I really wanted to do here is show off like Melnia and Noel together. Not a bad combo, but since this was a limited format to 290, I didn't have many options for a 90 coster. So I went with the new 50 cost Queen Shell because of her AoE haste. And it actually works in a lot of situations. It's pretty solid. I was at least able to get, I think I got like the what's that tier? There's like gold and then like platinum and then like rainbow. I got to rainbow basically this season off of the back of like just, you know, low costing my gun units with what's his face, Curry. And then here I was really close, so I just thought I would finish it. But yeah, let's look at Melnia in action. She's like about halfway reincarnated right now, but she completely slaps. The units I'm working on now is Snow and Little Leela. And once I have them, that'll be my team probably for a while. But yeah, Noel's been really clutch. So I wonder if, yeah, I just wanted to go over the setup. Can I see my setup? I thought I had recorded the setup. The vision card setup. I guess I didn't record it. I must have paused the video. Oh, there it is. So this was my setup, right? Like I have actually three of the FMA cards. Three of the FMA cards. The new lightning card. Does that have fist on it? I don't even know. I guess it does. And we're just running shell. So I called it No Schmel because Noel, Shell, and Melnia just slapped it all together. But this is the setup I went with, and it was pretty alright. It was definitely a lot better than what I was trying before, which was using Eliza. Eliza just gets one tapped by everybody. And her group buff is not really that good. What she does to the enemy really was like worthless for me. So I went with Shell, and instead of Rufus and Irina, I went for Noel and Melnia. I've been really looking forward to putting Melnia in a team, and this was the best I could come up with for now. Once I get Snow leveled or Little Leela leveled, that'll be like her partner, but this worked pretty alright. And that's basically gonna be it for this video. I guess till next time, boys. Peace.